3, 2, 1.
What?
Yep.
All that corn is in there and we didn't test the feeder first.
So we just put 150 pounds of corn in this deer feeder only to find out that it doesn't work. So please join us on our ranch adventures as we troubleshoot, diagnose, and fix this feeder only weeks before deer season starts. So at first we thought the problem was the battery, and we had a spare battery in the cabin that we bought a year ago. We grabbed that battery and tried it, but it still wouldn't work. We thought maybe the new battery had lost its charge over the year, so we had taken it home for the week, put it on a charger, brought it back. Here we are the following weekend, headed back to the deer feeder with a freshly charged battery in hopes that this is going to fix the issue.
Ooh, look at the keypad lit up when he did that. This will be the first time this corn feeder throws corn, so let's check it out. And it wasn't the battery. Dadgummit.
So much easier with the forks.
Do you want to go get the tractor? You want me to go get the tractor?
Well, the forks aren't on the tractor, and I don't know that you know how to hook them up.
I think that's rude. Theoretically, I know how.
You little mother.
He said a bad word. Oh, there's a dead mouse in there. Gross. Like, ew. That's the culprit right there. I found where a mouse somehow got into the motor cage thing and it chewed the wires. So now we're having to figure out a way to thread the wires in here and come out the hole under there and wire it in.
So the process for putting this wire back in isn't as easy as one might think. In a feeder, there's a lot of small spaces inside that we had to work with, and then we had to feed the wire back through a very small hole back in the center of the feeder. And there's a lot of other things in there that were hard to work around. We had to get a long zip tie, which was kind of stiff, but also gave us a little bit of flexibility. We had to feed that through the feeder and then use a different tool to try to grab onto that tie wrap to pull it down through the hole that had the wires taped to it so that we could pull them back down to the bottom towards the motor. We also found out that the solar panel has been disconnected or chewed through, so we got to fix that one next. So we're going to go ahead and put some barrel connectors on these and get them back together, and hopefully this one will be up and running. So right here, I am removing the tape that I used to secure the wire to the tie wrap that we used to fish the wire through the hole. I didn't bring any of my electrical tools with me this weekend, so I'm using a razor knife to strip the wires back to prep them for the barrel connectors. And I also had to use a pair of dikes to crimp the barrel connectors on there since I didn't have the proper electrical pliers. But sometimes when you're off grid or out in the woods, you just have to improvise.
Test it and see if that did the trick. Fingers crossed. It works. Now he's going to do the same splice procedure to the solar panel so that it will trickle charge the battery and keep corn throwing. So that thing throws some corn. There are corn kernels all the way back here. Pelted us.
Here's an up-close view of splicing the wires. This one happens to be on the solar panel. We're using these barrel connectors, which may look like a piece of plastic to most, but there is a piece of metal inside. Once you stick the wires into both ends, you crimp that down, and it actually presses the metal against the wires and gives you connectivity.
Sweet.
Since we had to take a few parts off in order to fix this feeder, now it's time to put everything back together. We had to put the guards and the covers back on so that we can put this feeder to work.
All right, so it is done. The solar panel is plugged in. The motor is working. The timers are set.
Corn looks good.
It's got corn. A lot of corn.
This is a monster of a feeder. This is actually Cameron's, and it is a monster.
All right, cool. Our work here is done.
Oh, we got one more to go change the battery in.
Oh, our work here is almost done. Throw and go looks good. The corn feeder is fixed. We're gonna go turn the trail camera on to see if there's any wildlife coming through. And this stand will be good to go. This throw and grow in our small little lot is doing good. This gives you a better picture. There's Corey's archery blind, and there is the corn feeder. Looks good. All right, hooking up a new battery in Corey's feeder. Hopefully it can continue to work for a little bit. All right, everything's plugged in and rehooked. Time for a good test. Run, Forrest, run.
So some of you may be asking yourself, why is there a log on the feeder? Well, the lid is a little bit warped, so we throw the log on there to help the lid seal better so that we wouldn't get water inside our corn. Because if you've ever smelt wet, nasty corn, it is pretty stinky.
Throwing good.
Corn seems to be good.
Yeah.
I like the video. I might switch the other one to that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So as you can see here, we've got a little activity on some of our cameras. We hope you like this content. If you do, please smash that like button and subscribe. And as always, go have an adventure of your own. Thanks for watching.